Hi everyone, it's so good to come online again to the Changemakers platform, a platform where we've got trailblazers, influencers, people that are impacting their environment, transforming lives. And one thing that I want you to know is if they can do it, then you too can do it. And when I mean influencers, I mean people that are transforming lives, not just pulling crowds and followers together. I'm so honored to have Christy Primmer here, and I can't wait to get all the G's, everything she's been doing. She's a TV host. She also anchor a program with her husband. She is a mental health counselor, and I can't wait to hear everything. I'm so happy to have you here, Christy.
Thanks, Elizabeth. I'm so happy to be here with you.
Now tell us about all of the projects you're doing. I don't want to mention one because I know you've got something really good ongoing.
I
Just start
do.
in any order you want.
Thank you so much. I want to start first with I have my source connection, my foundation first, and that helps me going, keeps me going and sustaining all of the projects and all of the success that I've achieved to date. And so like you said, I'm an author. I've got a TV show called Women Who Lead. It's
Mhm.
available on Kojiko right now. I do lots of different media. My husband and I facilitate the Hump Day Show. It's a show for couples. We want to give value and tips to help people have healthy, solid marriages and relationships.
Yeah.
And we do that really from a heart to serve. We've been together 16 years and we
Wow.
have an incredible marriage.
Mm.
And, I'm a registered mental health counselor. So I specialize actually for many years in sexual violence, helping men and women heal from sexual abuse, sexual assault. I've advocated for many years for survivors of human trafficking, and I'm very passionate about that. I do a lot of work in Indigenous communities. I'm a huge advocate for Indigenous people in their communities.
Yeah.
And I'm a success coach for women. So I coach them in life and business
Mm-hmm.
and help them build soul aligned businesses. So, from a heart center, doing good work in the world and being well compensated for it.
Yeah. This is so good. You have a lot that you're doing, and you just summarized it briefly. Well, we'll be going inside everything one at a time. So, can you tell us what inspired you to start in the first one that you ever started among all
Uh,
the projects? Why? What's the why behind it?
well, everything, I started my own company, Primetime, about a decade ago now. And I actually had walked into work. I worked for a government funded agency working with survivors of sexual violence, and I lost my job. And it was devastating to me. It was unexpected, and I realized in that moment my whole identity was wrapped up in my degrees, credentials, and titles.
Mm.
And I think a lot of women and men do that. And it was a pivotal moment for me to realize that I'm so much more than a title, and I'm so much more than a job. And it was literally God's way of kickstarting the business idea I've had for years.
Yeah.
So I want to start with that because everything my company represents is all about empowerment, education, entertainment, and
Hmm.
helping people live better. So my books, I write poetry, I write wealth consciousness books.
Awesome. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, self-help books. And that started, I've been writing since I was about 6. I think I won my first writing contest when I was 6 years old.
Wow.
Yeah, I've
Wow.
always been a writer. And I believe in the power of words. I believe in
Hmm.
intentional writing.
Yeah.
So there's that.
Mhm.
The counseling piece, I have always worked with people, helping people from when I was young. My parents volunteered a lot in our community, and so I was always helping other people. So it was a natural progression for me to get into a helping industry.
Mhm.
And so I specialize in more trauma. So I help people through trauma, depression, anxiety, building self-esteem, anything that
Yeah.
deals with complex trauma.
Yeah.
And that's been really rewarding. And I've had my own private practice now for 10 years. And I've transitioned a lot in the last year specifically to
Okay.
focus mostly on success coaching for women,
Okay.
um, for a couple reasons that I'll get into in a minute. But the Hump Day Show aligns with wanting couples to live better. I've done a lot of couples counseling in
We
my
need that.
career.
We need that.
Oh, and I think now more than ever, we
Yeah.
are seeing, research is proving we are seeing a huge increase in domestic violence,
Wow.
in separations, in divorces. And I believe there's certain times when that is the appropriate action. I actually was married young, divorced young, and
Okay.
then remarried,
Okay.
when I was 26,
Okay.
26. Um, to my forever person, to my right person. Um, but I know that it takes work to build relationships, just like
Mm.
I know that it takes work to build a business, to love yourself inside out, to
Right.
heal from past
Right.
stuff,
Right.
and to live better, right? So
Mhm, mhm,
everything
mhm.
blends into my heart to serve and to help people live better. Um, the success coaching I feel so passionately about because I want women everywhere to know they can be, do, and have whatever they desire.
Right.
They really
Right.
can.
Right.
And it's sometimes really scary when you start to
Mhm,
say, hey, I
mhm,
have this dream on my heart. I want to
mhm.
do XYZ.
Yeah.
And your family or your friends look at you like, you're going to give up your job for this?
Yeah.
Or what are you doing? What are you posting? What are you saying? It can be scary and uncomfortable, but there's a lot of power in growth.
Yeah.
There's a lot of power in taking risks and chances.
Wow. 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 Thank you so much. So I'm gonna pick from there now. So when you started either of the projects, was there a time when you experienced negative comments, rejection from people that are close to you? And how did you manage that? Because it's one of the things that stops people from continuing because when they keep hearing it over and over again, are you sure? Get a real job. And the journey of an entrepreneur is different. It's going to take time. For a lot of people, it takes time, it takes processes. You will learn and unlearn many things. How did you handle that?
Well, I've written a best-selling book about handling rejection
Wow,
and
that's cool.
cleaning up my
That's
circle.
awesome. Wow.
I had to end a lot of relationships, family included. And I want to be clear, there's a difference between your loved ones being genuinely concerned for you and your well-being versus jealousy of you pursuing
Yeah,
your dream when they won't,
yeah,
or fear of you outgrowing them.
that's
So
right.
there's some differences
That's right.
between behavior and concern.
Mm,
Um, so yeah, I always say
that's right.
rejection is my redirection.
Yeah.
I've been dealing with rejection. I think we all have since I was a little girl. I didn't maybe make a team I tried out for. I didn't have the boy like me that I liked, or
That's true.
I didn't get the job that I wanted, or
Yeah.
whatever. So for me, it's a natural part of life, and it doesn't mean there's something wrong with me.
Mm-hmm.
It means maybe there's something better, right? And I do a lot of work on my mindset. I do personal development every day.
Mm,
I have for over a decade, anyways. And so I've really built that resiliency up. But yeah, rejection stops people.
yeah.
It stops them in their tracks because they don't know. They make a story up about it. It might mean they're not good enough, or they're not capable,
Yeah.
or no one will buy from them or
Right.
hire them, or
Right.
whatever it is. And so my advice there is keep going. You're going to face rejection when you take a different path.
Yeah. And that's true. It's part of it. It's a change that the people around you won't be comfortable with. And you need to be aware of that.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for sharing. Is the book on Amazon? Is it on Amazon Kindle?
Yeah, and in Indigo chapters, it's So my third book's about to come out, and yeah,
Oh,
which is
oh,
exciting.
oh.
But yeah, my book's on Amazon, Kindle version, paperback,
Okay,
and it's called Primetime Success, and
okay,
it's about getting back in the driver's seat of your own life.
yeah. Wow,
So it mixes
wow,
life and business.
wow.
Yeah. Thanks for asking.
Wow, you all need to get this. You need to get this because the life of an entrepreneur is real. If you're going to make a change in your environment, then you need to arm yourself with the right tools to keep you going. Was there a time when funds was an issue and how did you manage that? That's also part of the excuses people give for not starting anything.
Yeah, I lost a lot of friends. Actually, I feel like I am just starting to build real friendships. Um, I've always been different than a lot of people because just I've always had big dreams.
Yeah.
And I grew up in a little village,
Mm.
and a lot of women never leave that village. They marry a high school sweetheart, they have 3 or 4 kids. That's just kind
This
of
is
how it
just
is.
like a movie. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah.
Because I always think in movies when people just don't move in one society and it's a small village and everybody is aware of your business. And when you try
Yes.
to change, when you're making a change or you're making a move, you need to leave some people.
Mhm.
You need to leave
Mhm.
them behind and just move. I remember Lisa saying that Lisa Nichols. Mhm.
Yes. Oh, I love
I
Lisa.
love that woman.
You know, I was 18. I'm in my 40s now, but I
Hmm.
was 18,
Hmm.
and I had lost a really good friend. He was killed in a car accident. It was very painful for me. I jumped on an airplane. I'd never flown before. I jumped on an airplane, moved out west to Jasper, Alberta, Canada,
Okay.
and I started working as a housekeeper at this 5-star resort. I just need to get away. I always knew I was going to leave the village. I love the village. In
Hmm.
fact, I'm so grateful for my roots.
Okay.
But I knew that I wanted more. I never wanted to marry any boy that I went to school with. Never.
Mhm.
I wanted to travel. I wanted to meet people. I wanted diversity.
Yeah.
I wanted to see what was possible for a girl like me,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. And thank you so much for making the move. Thank you for making yourself available to create a platform, the path for other people to walk on. You know, what you're doing, a lot of people are counting on you. You wouldn't have known years, 20 decades ago that some people's life depend on what you're going to do now.
Yeah.
Thank you for making that move.
Oh, thank
And
you.
so, based on what I was asking, I wanted to ask again, was finance an issue at any point, and how did you manage that?
Yeah, finances. Yeah. So let's start with the fact that I was married young,
Mm-hmm,
divorced young.
mm-hmm.
I was left broken
Yeah.
spiritually, financially,
Mm-hmm,
you name it. I was a single mother. I didn't have any support other than my parents. My parents let me move back in with them, which that's not a fun thing to do when you're have a baby, and but I was very grateful for that. And I had to work 3 jobs. I went back to school full time to get my education, and I really struggled. And that's a big part of why I do what I do, Elizabeth. Didn't I vowed to God that if he got me through that, I
mm-hmm,
would help every woman be financially fit.
hmm.
We need our own money.
We need it. We need
We
it.
need our
We
own
need
money.
it. We need it. And thank you so much for making yourself available and for still standing, for making those
Thank you.
difficult decisions and difficult moves. Because you just now having you today is encouraging a lot of people that it's possible. What you've
Yeah.
achieved, what you're still doing, that it's possible. And I thank you for coming out real and letting us know about this because a lot of people try to appear as if they have everything well put together.
Yeah.
You need to do this and get this. No,
Mm-mm.
there are some, rocky roads, rocky paths, difficult decisions you need to make, some punches along the way, and sometimes you may fall flat on your face, but you need to stand up and get going.
Yes. You're
And
going to fall a lot.
a lot.
It's not glamorous. Creating your best life, being a change maker
Mm-hmm,
is
mm-hmm.
not always glamorous.
It's not. It's not. And another question is, well, you've talked about, you wrote a book on handling rejection, but personally, were there moments where you have these negative thoughts or you feel tired of what you're doing? How did you find strength to carry on?
There's thoughts like that all the time. It doesn't go away. I'm just better at handling it now.
Yeah.
The honest truth
Mm-hmm.
is I pulled on my faith.
Okay.
So how I get through things like that is
Mm-hmm.
I go back to my source connection. I go back to why I'm doing what I'm doing, and I'm very intentional.
Mm-hmm.
And I give myself a pep talk. Sometimes I cry. Sometimes,
Mm-hmm.
I'm frustrated,
Mm-hmm.
but it never goes away. Each level of success that I've achieved, because I have huge dreams. I'm like a fraction of the way there. Like
Wow.
I have a lot of things I want to do and change that I want to make. And I just have to, be in it to win it. And I have my own mentor. I have a coach I pay. I'm in masterminds. I surround myself with good people.
Yeah.
Um, so it's all part of the toolkit that I have that keeps me going.
Wow. This is awesome. One thing that I've noticed that a lot of people keep saying is make sure you get a mentor.
Yeah.
Make sure you get a mentor, someone who has walked the walk or done the walk and is capable enough to hold your hands and walk you through the path that you want. And also
Mhm.
understanding that you might not be able to do everything alone. Seek help, seek
Mhm.
help. And that's why we brought wonderful people, great people that are doing this for you to learn and you can follow them. How can they reach you and what platform? Oh, you mentioned Amazon and Amazon Kindle. You can talk
Yeah.
about all your books also so that they can know about what you've published. Yeah, we need to
That
know and also buy them.
that's amazing. Yeah, you know what? Actually, I have one of my books is here. I teach from
Only
it.
the prime time success.
Yeah.
It's
So my books are Primetime Success, Get Back in the Driver's Seat of Your Own Life,
mm-hmm.
Exposed, Diary of a Self-Care Junkie. And then my third book right now, I can't release the title yet. It'll be released
Okay,
next spring. The
okay,
publishers were just
okay.
finalizing things, but people can connect with me on Instagram. I'm always up in my stories. I'm always sharing valuable content to
Yeah.
educate, empower, inspire. Facebook, I'm at Christy Primmer, and my website, primetimecs.com. I think it's so incredible when we share great people and
It,
we can encourage others that maybe are starting to pursue their dreams
mhm.
or are feeling stuck.
Yeah.
We don't have to be alone.
Yeah, you don't have to be alone. You're not the first to try this, and you won't be the last. And just
Yes.
keep going. Thanks to internet, where you have access to this kind of people, where you can listen to them, you can buy their books, even if you're not close to them one on one, you can attend their coaching session. Those are ways for you to tap from what they've learned, and you don't need to go through the struggle again once you found
Mhm.
someone who has done it. And
Yeah.
yes, it makes your journeys easier. It doesn't mean that
Yes.
you will still receive some punches, but it makes it easier for you knowing that someone has gone ahead of you to do this and someone is holding your hands. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
From the description section, make sure you we've got links where you can connect with Christy and also get her books. And we look forward to having you again. This is so
Thank
fun.
you.
This is so exciting, and I'm so happy. Thank you for coming.
Thank you, Elizabeth. I really appreciate your time.
Yeah. So till next week, guys. Looking, make sure you watch out for the next change maker that's coming on platform. And before then, make sure you go online and purchase Christy's book and also connect with her. See you next time. Bye
Thank
for
you.
now.
Bye.